So today we're going to take a look at how you can share some files in Google Drive. Things are always getting updated and renamed and adjusted a little bit, so it's time for a fresh look at all the ways that you can share in your Google Drive. So here we've got some files. I've just named them so we can keep track of what's going on. And right now all of them are sitting in a folder here called Share This Folder. So I could actually go back a step. This trail across the top, remember, is a breadcrumb trail. It's letting me know what folders I'm actually in right now. So if I went back one folder, I can see there's the folder I'm talking about. I've called it Share This Folder. So I could just share that folder easily. I could go ahead and come here, choose the share option, and I can type in a name. So I'm going to share this, in this case, with myself. But look at that. I've got my TLDSB account, and I've also got a Gmail account. So we can share outside of TLDSB when we need to, certainly. So I could share that with my own account. And as long as I don't uncheck this box, when I leave that alone with the default, it's going to go ahead and email me. So let me know that I've actually received that. So I'm going to send that along. And it will warn me. Anytime I'm going to share outside of our board, it just makes sure that I understand that that's the address I've sent this to. Maybe I made a mistake and I want to back up and type in another name. But for now, that works. So, folder is shared momentarily. There it is. I got a little head and shoulders icon to let me know that that is a shared folder. So I know right away before I've ever touched it. But let's take a look. I'm going to open that up. And sharing with a person. So this is a single document. And I've clicked on it. So I could right click just like I did on the folder a moment ago and choose share again. With a file selected though, I also get buttons up at the top here. So I'm getting this share button over here that I can use. Click that to share with an individual as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and let's see, my name is in there automatically. I've got my name shared to this file now because I shared the folder. So now everything in that folder is already shared with me. So I don't need to come in here and share it with my Gmail again. That's done. But if I had somebody else I wanted to share with, I could do that. I'll choose Monique. And I can share to her. As long as I uncheck this, she won't get an email about it. So this won't bug her today when I send that over. Now I can of course choose how much access do I want to give her. And I could have done this to myself a second ago as well. I can give myself editing access. I can give it commenting access, which on a document also allows them to type on the document. But those edits are all color coded. And as the owner, I would need to accept those changes. So with comments is a really useful way to share with a group, especially if you're a team leader of some kind and you want to share it with a bunch of people and see what changes they're making before they get approved and added to the document permanently. Or, of course, I could say can view, in which case it's basically a PDF or a web page. She can't actually make changes to what I've shared with her here. So I could do that, and I can even lock this down further. So this is useful to know. Down at the bottom here, I've got these little check boxes that are going to allow me to prevent the editor, so that would include her if I made her an editor, from changing any of the access or adding new people. So if I check that, it is locked down to only the people on my list here. Let me say OK to add her in there. There we go. And I also have the disable options for downloading, printing, copying, for any commenters and viewers. So right now she is a viewer. So if I check that box, there we go. She can't download this file for herself and she can't make her own copy, which is typically what we do if we want to make changes. If I sent her a template of some kind, she would need to make her own copy to then adjust that template for herself. But in this case, I check that box and it's really locked down. So even a shared file can be pretty secure that way. I'm going to go ahead and save changes. And I'll point out while I'm still on this page, I'm not quite done yet. I can also hover on any person that I've added to this list, click that little clock there, and I can set an expiry time. So as much as she can view this right now, I could say, you know what, you're only going to view it for 7 days. And by saving those changes, now I see that little clock appearing means that after a week, she's not even going to be able to view this document anymore. So it's very temporary in that sense. I'm going to say done, and we're good. Next one here, let's see. One up from that would be sharing with a list. So I have a list in my Google Contacts. I email these people every once in a while. It's the tips and tricks list as an example. So if I were to right click this file and choose share, now I can come to that. And the name, of course, I said was tips. and I just start typing it and I see, whoa, there it is, tips and tricks. There's 222 contacts in that particular list right now, which I can click and it will immediately populate all of them into there. And I could say send, and all of those people right now would get an email about that. I'm going to cancel that one just so they don't all get a crazy message for no reason at all. But any lists that I have in there, I believe I have a, let's see, LEC reception. No, I don't have an Ed Center group right there, but that's okay. Any list that I've created within my Google contacts, I'd be able to type that in. All those names would populate. So if it was a sports team or a staff list or a grade 6 teachers list or something like that, it's all going to work. Sharing with TLDSB. Well, there's a couple ways I can do that. So let's back up one step. Let's share with a group. We use Google Groups in TLDSB. So if I just wanted to share with everybody in my department, say, I can go share, and I can say all, or is it TS? There it is, all TS. So this is the Tech Services group. I'm also in a group here at the Lindsay Ed Center. I could say all LEC. Oop, got to spell it correctly though. There we go, all LEC staff, and that is a group that we are all a member of. Each school has groups like that as well. I could share it with the all MES staff or all KAP staff. Now, I don't have access to those groups, so it won't send any emails. I would get a rejection on the email. But that's how you would type that in if you are a member of the staff in one of those buildings. You can do that, and it's going to be shared with everybody in your building. So I can definitely share with an entire group. But when I want to get a little more widespread, if I want this available to everybody in TLDSB, I can come here. This is maybe something we would put on our doc, and everything posted on our doc is shared with everybody in TLDSB. So I can go a little bit quicker here. I can, instead of choosing the share option, this is actually one case where I'm going to go ahead and use the shareable link. So when I hit shareable link, I have to turn it on, and immediately it lets me know here, anyone, oop, don't want to move that, sorry. Undo. Come on. Oh, when in doubt, refresh the page. Anytime something gets wonky like that, refresh pretty much fixes everything. All right, sharing with TLDSB. I'm going to right click that. I'm going to choose get shareable link. Now, I turn it on, and this bit right here, anyone at, hey, I need you there. Get back. Okay. Anyone at TLDSB can view this file. So right now, can view. I'm going to go to the sharing settings though. There we go. Maybe I wanted everybody in TLDSB to do more than view it. I can do that as well. I can click this and I can choose anyone can comment. So they'd get that suggested editing mode. Or I could get real crazy and say anyone at TLDSB can edit this file. So this would be a document that absolutely everybody in the board would have the option to start typing on and adding content to. And because it's full edit mode and not the commenting option, it wouldn't even require my approval to add things. I don't have to accept or reject anything. In this case, everything you type is just part of the document. So there's sort of 3 levels of permissions just within TLDSB that way when I do that. It also would make it searchable. When you come up to the search box here and you start hunting for things, if that's available to you because I've set the permissions as everyone in TLDSB, then you can search that and you would actually find that file popping up. Beyond that, one more level of sharing is sharing with the world. So I'm going to right click him. I'm going to go ahead and use my share box again, or share option I should say. And this time, I could turn on the get shareable link this way. This is the other way to turn on the shareable link. Alright, same options have popped up as it would have a moment ago when I used the get shareable link choice. But the default again is just TLDSB. So I have to click this little drop down and I have to choose more. With more, I'm going to get the option here to go to public on the web or anyone with the link. They're both essentially fully public. It's just choosing the top option says anyone on the internet can find it, so they can search for it and find it and discover it that way. This way, somebody would have to have the link. So maybe I put it out on Twitter or Facebook. Effectively, the whole world has the link at that point. Anybody clicking on it is going to be able to access my file. So thinking anyone with the link is in some way limited, like they're only going to get access if I email it to them, is not quite accurate that way. It's harder because you have to find the link somewhere in order to access it. But once it's out there, it's out there. It's accessible to everybody. So those are my more public options. And then down here we see again TLDSB and TLDSB. So I could say I want the entire world in this case to view it. I might want the entire world to be able to leave comments, or might even say I want the entire world to edit that. It's unlikely, but you have the option. All right, done. So all of those sort of choices you have. You can go right from only I have access to this, I'm not going to share it with anybody, granularly all the way up to the point where you can say the entire world gets access to this thing and can even edit it if they want to. Now each of those options I got to by right-clicking pretty much and choosing share, and then the odd time using get shareable link. Now the get shareable link feature is great if you need to be that public, but it's a bad option if I just decided, you know what, I want to share this with a single person and I'm going to send them an email, and it's easier for me to click that shareable link choice, turn that guy on, in which case it usually copies that link for you, and then pop over to my email and paste that in there and say, hey, check out this file. Well, the problem now, as I suggested, is that everybody in the board can access that file. It's not just the person you happen to have emailed it to. So the get shareable link option, good, but be cautious. With any of these files, I can double click, and I could have come up to the share button, and I'd get the exact same choices. I get the exact same little share box. I can still choose advanced, and I could add expiry times and things to it. But the nice thing here is that I can remove people as well. So I could kick out my Gmail account and kick out Monique's account, and then save changes. So anytime you're clicking share and you see that little advanced link in the corner, don't be shy of that. That's very useful, getting to that page and being able to add some more of these options and remove people. This is the link that I could copy into a email if I wanted to. So if I had Monique on there, I could copy and paste that link into an email, and that doesn't compromise the security of it at all. This is still just available to the people that I've shared with in that case. So it's useful to get into that advanced page and copy that link sometimes when you need to. So a bunch of ways there that you can go ahead and share within your Google Drive and get those files to the people that need them with the level of access that you want them to have.